Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. Today is another day, another beautiful day. I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show. We are here to talk about the ongoing electoral process in the Republic of Liberia. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for continuing to follow SKTV. I'm going to start this by telling a big thank you to our folks in Liberia, to one of our reporters, especially Gibson, for being there today for us to cover the announcement of the results at the National Elections Commission. I want to encourage each and every one of you to share the show. We have some very important information to share, as always. I want to thank you so much for following SKTV. Go ahead and share the show.
Okay.
Showing up on the first page of Google?
So, yes, go ahead and share the show. Let's do this.
Okay. Je vais dédier ce morceau à ma maman chérie, la madre. Quand je dis la madre, celle même qui nous a montré la scène, Maman Aïcha Koné. Ngwande tane do kononolo, ngwande tane do mandido ye. Ngwande tane do kononolo, ngwande tane do mandido ye. Pereke la lu do mandido ye. Shinita la lu do kononolo. Dubayita la lu do mandido ye. Siginyo ya do kononolo. Mazandi lu do mandido ye. Kadenya boka do kononolo. Sigi ya boka do kononolo. Ahambo betane do mandido ye te. Akula ibade umbedanya. Ajana kula de medate. Ninga bo Aisha fe meta jongo. Salimata woka tokenye. Salikone we woka tokenye. Mama kone bade woka tokenye. Madambu alasani woka tokenye. Shini salimata woka tokenye. Dubai sali woka tokenye. Paris sali woka tokenye. Amerikita jana sali matamina. Oh, cheba mumini dene we. Cheba foni sere dene we. Alasani bebenga welema. O mama kone badenga welema. Jude mula banako. Mama kone fodile. Ngwalu wani fofana ilero. Ngwande tane do kononono. Ngwande tane do mandido ye. Ngwande tane do kononono. Ngwande tane do mandido ye. Badenya kana do kononono. Singi yakana do mandido ye. Deri yakana do kononono. Badenya kana do mandido ye. Yoli keni jela fila. Manguma kwa keni jela fila. Resultat dini jone mao. Resultat dini mama kone sangaranga. Mese kone bebele. Resultat bodi salimata ye. Alasani bebe salimata mama. Netemle la dangade koite dangade ye. Monsul moke mon amour. Domandito ye tude. Angwande tane do kononolo. Angwande tane do Maimuna bade dote do kononono. Teri asala do mado kononono. Sinyo yaro do mandi doye.
Share the show, man.
Teri
Share the show, folks.
asala do mandi doye.
Share the show.
Anu betade do mandi doye. Salimata kone wo do mandi doye. I'm one day tande do de do kononono. I'm one day tande do mandi doye. I'm one day tande do de do kononono. I'm one day tande do mandi doye. Kade nyakana do de do kononono. Singi yakana do mandi doye. Keri yakana do de do kononono. Kade nyakana do mandi doye. Salimata kwane before mama. Kuku bel kereyachi leleko. Kereyachi, kereyachi, kereyachi. Kereyachi, kereyachi, kereyachi.
All right, folks. We want to say thank you to everybody for following SKTV as always. We want to encourage each and every one of you to go ahead and share the show. As you can see, I was even sleeping. But I want to say a big thank you to our team in Liberia, and specifically one of the team members, Mr. Gibson, who was actually at the National Election Commission's headquarters today, wherein the results were being announced. I want to say thank you so much to all of you for following. Look at the other person. Want to try me? Someone stand up and dance. I can dance. I know how to dance way better than Steve and everybody, even Brazilian. I know they dance more than all of them. But I want to welcome all of you. You know, I've said this, man. There are a lot of stupid supporters of Unity Party that will just come here and attack and create enemy. If you say you win, if you win the election, you're still going to need the media. If you lose the election, you're still going to need the media. Either way, stop creating enemy for yourself. Some of you that are coming here attacking me, oh, shame on you. Am I the one running for something? Will JB running against me? If JB win, good luck to you guys. You guys that are there supporting him for a job, kudos to you guys for running a better campaign. If George Weah wins, kudos to the CDCN and George Money Weah for running a better campaign. The Liberian people are the ones to make the decision. You coming here to attack us as a media. We have the mind now we can just block you to take you from here. You're coming to distract us, but we're not going to do that. Stay here. Stay here. Let's have a conversation. Stop attacking SKTV. All of you that are attacking us, you are very, very, very stupid. Because we're not running for anything. So don't waste your time attacking SKTV. What about the results? We are getting conflicting results, conflicting information as to who is actually winning and who is not winning. Believe me, yesterday we received the report, the result, the total result. What is being announced, what is not being announced, we have it. So that's why yesterday we said we have information to share. We said it was because it was the biggest news of all news of 2023, but we have been asked as an institution to be careful, especially in a country where everybody is ready to create havoc. Everybody's ready to fight. And some of the statements that we have been hearing. So we were told not to make the announcement that we could potentially put the country at, on a standstill. So we decided to keep our information to ourselves for now, allow the National Election Commission to do the drip. How it's going to end, we don't know. But I think we have an idea as to how this thing is going. Yesterday, we have received conflicting information. We have seen conflicting information on social media, on the radio. As things as things stand right now, Joseph Boakai is leading. But the thing is, based on what NEC reported, it seems like Joseph Boakai is leading by 16,000 votes. And we were told that was about 85% of the total vote. President Mo, welcome. We were told that was about 85% of the total vote. And if that is 85% of the total vote, where is the 15%? The outstanding vote. Where is that? And according to the reporting today, some of the area are already 100% being reported. So the area already being reported 100%. And we also learned that today, the United Party people, especially former Finance Minister Amara Kone and the United Party team, they are saying that they're going to be reporting 100% today. And at that point, then we'll be able to know exactly where they stand. And I think they will be able to at least make a projection. Has been speculated that they have already won the election. So, given what we know as things stand right now, some of the numbers that were put out there are not adding up. Yeah, so we want to make sure, on SKTV, we don't just come here and make statements, but we like to dig deeper. Brazilian Monk, I'm not sure if you follow the post. For example, according to Mr. Conan, the senator-elect, he said at 84% of the polling places, 5,052 out of 5,890. And per our calculation, 84% of 5,890 is not 5,052.
That's not scrunch. I told you yesterday.
So 85% of 5,890 is not 5,052.
Yep.
It's actually 5,005.6.
The man said, I don't want to be derogatory, but American is the Albert Einstein of budget shortfall. So I guess when it comes to numbers, I don't think that his screen. That thing when he posted, I told you just looking at the timestamp alone could give you a clue. He came out with 85% of the total count in few hours.
So, and beyond that, according to the report from the United Party and from Minister Amara Kone, we are not here on SKTV. We are not here to belittle anybody or demonize or try to disrespect anybody. But according to that information,
yes,
Minister Kone said that they were leading, based on information they have, that they were leading by 40,910 votes. And the same announcement made by NEC today, same percentage number, but NEC put Joseph Numa Boakai at 16,000.
Yeah, from 40,000, from 41,000 different to
41,000 to 16,000. So according to our own calculation at SKTV, based on the numbers, NEC reported 5,006.5 of 5,890, constituting 85% of the total vote. UP 712,741, constituting 50.58%
Yep.
of the vote. CDC 6,000, I mean 69, 696,520, constituting 49.42%. The margin is 16,221. So, Brazilian monk, what went wrong with the number that we saw yesterday from the minister, and what went wrong when it comes to not only the percentage, but the margin that they have, 40,000. If you 40,000, almost 40,000, 41,000, 40,110. If you minus 16,221, you will still be left with maybe around 24,000 or 23,000 plus. So where is the 23,000 vote?
Sekou, when you're doing numbers, the very first thing they teach you in school in the grad program, when you're doing data science, they say you should build models. I could care less about the numbers. Because when you build a model, the model is the one that will lead you to the numbers. The number is the outcome. The model is the process. Always focus on the process and you will know exactly what's going to happen. On SKTV, we keep telling folks, the way these numbers are moving, there can only be one outcome. No matter how you tend it to be, it will be only one outcome. And the only trend you will be able to establish, today, after today's reporting, is 86% of all the precincts nationwide that have been reported. And we told you from day one, if you are on the CDC side, you want to look at Nimba and Lofa County. As far as we are concerned, Lofa County has been reported 100%.
That was the question. That was the question I was going to ask you. My next question.
Lofa County has been reported 100%, so there is nothing coming from Lofa anymore. When you look at Nimba County, 78%, you only have 12% outstanding. Okay, we told you the target for CDC in both counties will only be 30%, right? Why you saw in Lofa County, Georgia got 35%. So that 5%.
35%. Remember yesterday we said it was based on what information we had, it was about 33% and counting. Yeah. So now, after reporting 100%, now Georgia is at 35% in Lofa.
Yeah. Then the second thing you want to look at is Nimba. If the target in Nimba County is the same 30 or 31%, Georgia now stands at 28% with 12% of the vote outstanding. So even if you were to get Joseph Boaga 85% of all the remaining vote in Nimba County, Georgia will still achieve his 30%. So it means he finished achieving what he needs to achieve in both Lofa and Nimba County. Now, another thing we can establish, that news that came out that Unity Party were leading by 19 to 18,000 votes in Monserrado County is a blatant lie. And I told you yesterday, the reason why it's a lie, Monserrado County have reported almost 90%. Now, CDC have cut it down from 6% from day 1 to day 2. It's only 3 percentage point difference. You see what I'm telling you? I told you, CDC will never allow for Monserrado to get anything above 7 to 10% because there will be nowhere to get vote to offset those numbers. They will keep it on 5 or 6% in Monserrado County. So that's a lie. We all knew that that's a lie. So, bro, we have nothing much to say here. We will give the real and accurate analysis, and the people themselves will know exactly what's going on. See what's happening in the Southeast. In the Southeast, I told you, CDC will need only 78 to 80%. Now, do you know the average? It's almost 85%. 85%, right, of the vote reporting. And then they don't even need 85, they just need 78 to 80%. If you're going to take extra 5 percentage points, okay, you want to make the case that the Southeastern county, they are not as large as other counties. But if you're going to take extra 5, that's 25% of the vote extra. Do you know how many counties you can offset? Looking at how it is in Bomi, not Bomi, but Bapolu and Cape Man, you could wipe them out with just the excess from the Southeast. Not even Kansas in Nimba County. Look, man, Sekou.
So the margin in Cape Man, according to NEC, is just around 1,000 votes.
The margin in Grand Cape Man County is 48 to 51, is less than 3.
Because like Boaga got 21,000 votes, and then George Weah got about about 20,000 votes. So just about 1,000 vote difference.
That's what I'm telling you. It just because all counties are not created equal. If I'm going to beat you in Grand Bassa County by 5 points, it's not the same as beating you by 10 points in Grand Cape Man County because Cape Man is relatively small to Grand Bassa County. Now, one of the things I would tell folks, the way these numbers are going, and you're telling me up to 86%, there's only one little over 1 percentage point different. It's almost like a blatant disrespect to the voters. And like these guys just control the system and they believe they can do anything that they want to do. Because it just don't make sense. Sekou, you saw the participation in round number 2 as compared to 2017. We also saw all the empty polling stations. The numbers that are being reported, it does not reflect the way how the people turn out from what we saw. And not only in one county, but in almost every single county in the country. You are telling me at this stage, they got over 1.4 million votes? Is that what you want to believe? Looking at the round 1 participation and the people that show up in round number 2? Look, if we cannot have an electoral reform after this election, there will be no need for voters to go cast ballot in Liberia. I'll tell them, because if one fails to do that, it makes no sense to do that. It's just a game that is being played that anybody can see. You don't need a PhD or master's degree in data science or analytics to see something this simple. You can just look at it and you know exactly what's happening. That's just why it is.
So somebody said that Amara said 95%. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the post and Minister Kone posted on one day ago, and it says updates at 85% of polling places. Then you put parenthesis 5,052 out of 5,890. That's what we're talking about. We are not talking about the 95%. The reason why we are not talking about the 95% because NEC is yet to hit 95%.
NEC is at 86%.
NEC at 86%.
Yes.
So if 86% is, I mean, May is leading, Baka is leading about 16,000, and Mr. Connors reporting here saying that at 85%, they were leading 40,000.
40,000. It just killed that argument. So the argument is dead.
So we don't know now where those numbers are coming from. So Brazilian Monk, the question I wanted to ask you right now, if you are a unity party, you should be excited or you should be worried?
You should be worried. Because the reason you should be worried, because the same trend from yesterday continued. Why is it that only Georgia can make a gain? Why is it only CPP can make, or CDC can make a gain in almost all the county? Like you said, the narrative Amara created was at 85 or 90%. I don't know, because for me, I know there will be another blue plastic bear moment. I already know. I can see it. For other people who live in fantasy world, that's their case. I mean, they can make the case for themselves. I know that 2 things we dispelled yesterday. That there were more than 15-point lead in Montreal County. I said that would be a lie. It just don't make sense. It would never happen. That's one. Second thing, you just made a case that if Amara want to say they got 85% to 90% of the vote reporting, and there is a 41,000 of vote lead, it means that CDC has just cut that into almost half, and you still got 16% outstanding. So even if we were to give Joseph Boaga 70% of all the remaining vote, it means that narrative will stay on hold. It will be contradicting from 41 to 16,000. I bet you. Look, Sekou, let me tell you something. Let me give you a simple analogy. If I was to mint a coin and give you a coin, right? Head and tail. I said, Sekou, if you flip the coins 10 times, it's minted in a way that 70% of the time it will be head and 30% of the time it will be tail. Sekou, you could flip it. You could have head, and tail. But at the end of the day, you know that 70% of the time it will be head then tail. I told you from day one, the way these numbers are going, it can only be one outcome. No matter who crunch this number, no matter how NEC drop this number, at the end of the day, the way the trend is going, only Georgia will come up on top. Because if you want to tell me that Unity Party had all this lead and up to 86% of the precinct reporting, and you got a little bit over 1% margin nationwide, come on, my brother. If I Unity Party, I'm not even celebrating nothing. I will wait until the last vote will be counted before jumping on the street. That's just it. Because why is it that Boaga just cannot make a gain with all these numbers. We cannot see an upward trend from Unity Party except from CDC. It's almost everywhere, whether it's Lofa, whether it's Nima County, whether it's the Southeast, and almost everywhere. And here's another trick. Let me just give it before I can close on this point. Do you know that Grand Bassa County is only reporting 53%? And Grand Bassa County is one of the biggest county. They're doing that for a reason. What gave me a clue is Grand Bassa and Riverside County vote almost the same way because they are Riverside County is just a subset of Grand Bassa County. And when you go back as far as 2005, they vote almost in the same pattern, not 100%, but most of the time. Now, if you look at the number from Riverside County is reporting 87%. Do you know the margin? Georgia is winning Riverside by 73% to Joseph Boaga 26. Now, if you want to make the assumption the same is going to happen in Grand Bassa County, which happens to be a very big county, what do you think is going to happen in Grand Bassa County? But why are they holding up to 50% of the numbers from Grand Bassa County at this stage? My brother.
So President Monk, let me let me ask you this question, man. I mean, let's talk about the percentage that is left.
Yes.
Let's say 14% left, right?
Yes.
We had about over 2 million people registered to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And we had close to 2 million vote in the first round. Now, per the announcement of NEC, we only have about 1.4 million people right now being reported.
Mm-hmm.
So do we know the outstanding vote and the fact that Lofa is reporting 100%?
Yeah, Lofa is gone. Take Lofa out.
And we have outstanding vote in other area where George Weah is winning by 80%, 70%, 65%. Minimum is actually minimum of is winning in the Southeast is around 70%. Our social area was almost 90%.
Yes, like
when you do you think? Let's go by the number we have now for NEC.
Yes.
If that number stands to be true, do you think the 14% that is left, let's assume that break Weah's way, 70-30. You think Weah will be able to overcome this 16,000 vote?
He will overcome it. That's why the one thing that got my attention today when I was looking at this stuff was I told you it's Grand Bassa because there are only 5 counties with the most voting like Bureau. If you want to make them say maybe you add Grand Bassa County because they have more than 100,000 or more vote, right? Lofa County is 100% reported. Nima County is almost 80%. So you only got 12% outstanding in Nima County. But I told you what CDC need to achieve is almost being achieved in Nima County, despite the fact that you only left with 20%. So even if they were to just get 10 or 15% of the remaining outstanding vote and get Joseph Boaga, even 70%, they will still achieve that objective in Nima County, right? That's it. My thing is Grand Bassa County. Why is it of all the bigger counties, Grand Bassa County is only reporting half or little over half, which is 53%. So it means if George Weah was to duplicate his performance from Riverside into Grand Bassa, the vote difference from Grand Bassa alone can wipe out the 16,000 that Unity Party.
Yeah, but based on the reporting though, the margin in Grand Bassa County is not that huge for George
It's
Weah.
not that huge, but look at the number of votes that is being reported. You still got almost 50% of the county that is still outstanding.
So that means the trend could change?
The trend could change. And the reason that gave me a clue into the trend is because of Riverside. Riverside County and Grand Bassa vote almost the same. So I don't need to see.
And what was the percentage in Grand Bassa? I mean, in Riverside?
Georgia is winning by 73 to 26%.
And I can guarantee you, Georgia will win similar percentage in Lofa. I mean,
in Grand Bassa, because that's what I'm saying. So there is a reason why they are holding up to more than almost half of Grand Bassa County vote. It's just simple logic. Because Grand Bassa and Riverside County, they're almost one of the same. I'm not saying he's going to win by the same margin, but he will also win by a bigger margin just from the clue you are getting from Riverside. That's just why it is.
So now, assuming that Boaga remain in the lead, especially Boaga supporters are celebrating and they're sending information around, telling people how they're preparing for, inauguration and the rest of it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And the trend continued to go like this, and then we have numbers climbing up, while Waka numbers reducing from yesterday in terms of the margin. And Lofa is done. So you think if the number continue like this, they will, where we got to 90% or 95%, and then we are goes over a little bit. What could be the mood of the people that are celebrating right now that they already won the election?
I told you why you are looking at the numbers to make sense. You should also be watching the optics. I told you before, every time Yeke Koluba shows up, you should know something is not right. And I pray for Yeke because he said he will be going for his insulin bottle in Ghana in over the coming days. So I don't know. Maybe he's diabetic, and stress and anxiety can increase blood sugar levels. So I hope that he take care of himself. And I told you every time
Yeah,
Yeke
yeah. He said his insulin was done.
yeah. Every time Yeke shows up, it means something is not right. People in the so-called situation room and the data room, they be saying something that just don't make sense. So I'm extending a little message to Yeke Koluba to manage his health, because we told him how this thing is going. That he talking about people playing. I don't want to go by what he's saying, but I know every time he shows up, then something is not right. We saw it with the blue plastic bear moment, and I told you, Yeke want to celebrate as quickly as possible, and the people who supposed to give Yeke a reason to celebrate, they are sending mixed messages. That is why I tell you there will be another blue plastic bag moment. Somebody will get it wrong.
So let me ask you, because people, we don't have the same level of understanding when it comes to analytical skill, when it comes to understanding numbers and stuff like that. Some people are confused. Yesterday it was about only 22% of the vote reported yesterday, correct? Now today we are over 80%.
Yes.
Somebody's saying, oh, yesterday Joseph Barker was up by 5,000 only, but not today it's up by 16,000. So that means the number is not reducing, the number is going up. Forgetting the percentage that was
The
reported.
percentage has been reported. Yeah. Yesterday it was 22, today is 86. That a little over 1/4 of the number being reported.
That means
1/5.
Okay, let's say if you calculate the number yesterday, if you are at 22%, you have 5,000. 22 is like 22 times 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And where we are right now,
Yes.
just for the sake of argument. That means Joseph Barker's number of yesterday should also quadruple. Instead of having 16, she would be around 22,000 or 20, at least a bare minimum 20,000 vote different. Instead of, because just look at the percentage being reported. So don't think, because how will you measure 22% with that of 86%? So when you said the number went down a little bit, they said no, the number didn't go down because they may have 5,000 yesterday, and not today. He has 16,000. So how do you convince? How do you make the kind of people to understand what's
let
going on?
me give you another reason why I'm focusing heavily on Grand Bassa. Grand Bassa yesterday teased off with the numbers. When just 3% of Grand Bassa were reporting yesterday, they split it to 60-40, right? 60% for Wea, 40% for Joseph Boakai. And we all knew what happened in round number 1 in Grand Bassa County, right? Right now, with just half of Grand Bassa reporting, they are telling you the margin is only 1%. But River says, if you can read the numbers, River says will give you a clue into what will happen in Grand Bassa County. So, like I said, the people that even giving you these numbers, they themselves are playing games. They know exactly what they are doing. Like I said, I get give you the coin analogy between heads and tail. At the end of the day, I know 100% know how this number will turn out. It's just the matter in which how they will do it. So the people who are celebrating, we will wait for next. They are the one clothed with the authority to announce these numbers. But I know the 14%, because if you look at all the other large counties, you hear me, Sekou? I think you muted because I'm not hearing you.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Because of the overall national average, if you are telling me you got outstanding 14% left, In Monserrado County is finna giving up to 90%. Grand Bassa County is the only biggest slice on the electoral map that got more than half of her vote outstanding. And looking at the first round result, I'm telling you, Grand Bassa County alone could even wipe out all the lead. And don't forget, if you go back to the southeast, Grand Jita still have an outstanding 21%. Sano County have an outstanding 25%. River G, 20%. The only county that reported 100% in the southeast is Maryland. Then you have Grand Cru. Grand Cru is 90 to 10 margin. I know they are now a bigger county, but looking at 90 to 10 margin, and you still have 26% outstanding. Just the offset, the one we can call leftover in Liberia, say, I've been eating, I said, we can take my balloon full. Just the leftover from the 5 counties is almost enough to even wipe out the 16,000 extra vote that Unity Party leads at the moment. So I will wait.
So, would I even counting Grand Bassa?
No, we are taking our Grand Bassa alone.
So, if you are, we have a lot of people watching us right now, following us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. We have a lot of people watching. By the end of the day, show, you will find out that maybe like about 20,000 people already watch. I know a lot of people can watch from the back. They don't want their name to show up here. That's okay. But let me ask you another question, very, very important. If you are a citizen, and because I just asked you about Unity Party, if you are a citizen, and you seeing this number going the way it's going, Boaka in the lead the first day, Boaka in the lead the second day, should you be worried, or should you just chill and watch?
You know, Segu, when you're doing statistic and numbers, they get something called statistical edge. Or statistical edge, numbers are probability game. The reason you can wake up from bed every morning to drive in the snow, because there's a higher probability that when you get in your car, you will return home. Despite the fact that there's also a chance you could get involved in an accident. But most of the time, let's say 90 to 95% of the time, you will make it home, right? It's the same thing with an election. You have a 50-50 chance of winning because you have 2 candidates in the race. But the reason they get something called statistical edge, or statistical edge, it means that you will win 100% of the time. But it gives you a higher probability of you winning than losing. Looking at these numbers, looking at the trends, looking at the outstanding numbers that are left to be counted in the various counties, CDC has a statistical edge over Unity Party just based on the trend. So I'm not saying that CDC is going to win this election, but if I'm going to place a bet based on what I'm seeing, I will most likely hang my hat on CDC rather than Unity Party, because they keep making gains, the number keep moving in that direction. And for some reason, it's just that Unity Party just sitting down on this part of number that is not improving or it's not making any progress. That's my fear for Unity Party. You want to make the claim that you already have the numbers, but the trend is not moving in your direction. And that's what you need a trend for. The trend will tell you how the outcome is going to be. So if you're seeing it, if I'm in the CDC camp right now, I'm not going to be celebrating, but I will be a little bit optimistic as compared to being worried.
So speaking of the both party, we have had the opportunity to talk to some insider from both party. And what I'm hearing from the Unity Party perspective, they are telling me that it's over.
Okay.
That it's over, and that we are trying anything, this will happen, that will happen. But for the most part, they are hanging on 85% of the vote. Like what happened in Lofa.
Yeah.
The other 15%, we don't know where that is from the Unity Party perspective.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk to the people from the CDC inside out, they are telling you that these guys just making big mouth. They just like propaganda. They're going to end up going to court claiming that they have been cheated. But they already know that they have lost the election. That's what Unity Party CDC are saying. So now, if you turn not to believe either one of those people, you have to believe NEC, right?
Yeah, I will always go with NEC.
You don't want to believe what Unity Party is saying. You don't want to believe what CDC is saying NEC is the final arbiter to decide, to tell the people exactly what happened. And if the trend for NEC is going the way it's going, are we going to end up in the same scenario with that we were in the first round?
Well, the reason that the case you just made, before going into this election, we have one narrative that only Joseph Boga can win this election. Anything short of a win for Unity Party, the country will cease to exist. It will be chaos. So I'm not going to argue about that. But it's one thing if people who can pay attention. You see, both sides are only interested in the numbers, so they keep missing these small golden nuggets of information. They're not putting the logic together. No, they're only interested in the result. And when you're only interested in the result, when signs are there that contradict your belief, they get something called, how they call it in psychology, a cognitive bias. When you believe that the sky is green, even though the sky is blue, and somebody came and told you, say, the sky is blue, you won't want to accept it because you already got your mind set up that the sky is green. That's just why it is. We were told that this election is a foregone conclusion. So while I want to take something, a Unity Party believe that she won this election, they can go and declare themselves winner. But I'm looking at two things here. If Amara is telling us that he's in possession of 85% of the votes count so far, and Unity Party is the one winning this election, and the election is already over, NEC is also reporting that they have given so far 86%. So between 14 and 15 is almost the same. So the number of outstanding votes between NEC and Unity Party War Room, they are almost the same. And if the overall national average from NEC is telling me that the difference is only 1%, then I know something from the Unity Party side is not right, because they are not even disputing the numbers coming from NEC. So if Amara got 15% outstanding, just for argument's sake, and NEC got 14% outstanding with a national lead of just 1% different, then my brother, I'm sipping on more coffee and orange juice and just waiting to see this drama how it unfold.
So one of the biggest questions that is yet to be answered is, are we sure that the Unity Party had poll washers in all the 5,890 polling places? If yes, why is it that
the 15% can come out, right?
the 50% stay outstanding?
And apart from the 15%, go ahead.
Secondly, if they really had poll washers in all the counties, do you think they will have poll washer somewhere? They will have information that the CDC will not have?
I don't believe that.
If the party with less resources can have poll washer in all the
5,890
about
the ruling party.
What about the ruling party with all the resources?
Yes.
So my question now, do you believe that the Unity Party had poll washer in all the 5,890 polling places?
I mean, you can tell you can tell your supporter to stick around. Labrador is a very complex terrain in terms of access to rural and all that stuff and resources. We all know that one of the advantages the incumbent has in an election, unlimited amount of resources. So I know there will be supporters of Unity Party in at almost every polling station, but I'm not sure of poll washers, because if they had a poll washers now, it's 2 days after election. You can tell me they will have found a way to send those tally sheets. Even if it gets a picture of those tally sheets, it would have been in by now. But for the mere fact that Amara Conan first 85% that he calculated, for the mere fact that he was wrong, he was off a little bit by saying the total number of polling stations to give him the 85%, he already got that wrong. And if you are telling me that Amara Conan outstanding vote of 15% versus NEC outstanding vote left of 14%, I will hang my hat on NEC. I'm not listening to anything Sekou Destiny is not about sentiment. It's about numbers and being right. The first thing we say on the show every day, SKTV has built for herself a reputation of trust and truth. Whether we are two on this platform, we will give it as it is. Nobody is going to take us out. We are just giving you raw data. We are giving you raw analysis and just what the numbers are saying from NEC. I could care less about what you get from anybody. I could care less about what you get from your so-called data center or your war room. Numbers don't lie. Numbers move in trend, and trend will give you a result. That's what we'll keep giving until neck and give the final analysis. I'm not hanging my hat on Amara Kone. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him. I know he's a trained professional, but the first number he gave was off. So looking at the history and the pattern from round number one, that you say you're going to win 50%, both sides were claiming victory, and you getting the numbers wrong at this crucial point in time with the statistic, then I'm not going to listen to you either. I'm listening to neck until the last numbers can come in. That's how we go in here. So if you're on this platform for some gossip from like how you call it, the Fox News of Liberia, then you can go to the other network. We are not here for that. We are not here to give you information that you want to or feel like hearing. No, you won't get it from this platform.
Monk, while we're talking, we got some numbers here.
Okay.
And we're looking at percentage given to everybody here. Lofa County is giving 71% to the Unity Party, 29% to the CDC. This is coming from a source believed to be CDC source. And they have UP in Grand Bassa 48.8%, and CDC 51.2%.
And how many percent reporting in Grand Bassa?
Now, man, this one shows like this is the final something. So they are on a final tabulating after everything. They are telling us that George Weah is going to win according to their own calculation.
Mm-hmm.
George Weah going to win 51.9%.
So it's
and
technically
Waka going to win 48.1.
Okay.
51.9, 48.1. So in the information that I'm reading to you right now, Grand Crew, Joia is Abaga is getting 20.9%. Joia is getting 79.1%. River G, 28.3% for Boakai, 71.7% for Weah. These numbers, we don't know where they're coming from, like we said.
Well, you know what, Sego? You know what? We're going to shoot those numbers from the beginning.
Yeah.
NEC is already reported 100% from Lofa County. And the final numbers from Lofa County is 35% for CDC versus 64.6%.
Okay. So that
it means the number that is being given to you is just another lie. Because NEC
exactly. Because what NEC reported, CDC got more than what they even give.
Why they even give it? So it just tells you that both sides play the same game. It's the same lie. I don't listen to them. At this stage, the only thing I will entertain is a number from NEC. I don't care how insider you can be. Even if Amara would call me and give me a whole database, I will not still take it. Because he already blundered from the beginning, I will go with NEC 100%. That's just why it is. Nothing more. I think you're muted.
I'm sorry. So what do you say to Yeke Kolba, who is a certain representative, saying that they will not agree with any other number other than Boakai winning, because they know they already won the election. And also threatening, or trumpeting the idea of war or fighting. What if you were advising Yaka Kolba, what would be your advice to him?
I would tell Yaka Kolba to calm down. That's all I can tell him. Let him focus on his health. I know he want to jump on the street of Jubilee, or he want to bring, like they say, they want to bring war or create instability. I will urge him not to even think in that direction until these numbers are in. There are processes that have been set in place to address this situation. My brother, calm down, because the people from your own war room, they are not giving you the real information. So except you got something ulterior, or you got an ulterior motive, but in reality, the numbers are not adding up. And we told you from day one, you already established the premise that if you cannot win an election, you go into a game that gives you a 50-50 chance of winning. But you saying that if you cannot win, then it means the process is rigged, then I don't know how you even make the case for a guy like Yeke. And if he was smart enough, the debacle from round number one should give him enough reason not to even consider his decision at the moment. Because it's very same people he were counting on in round number one, he forced them to show their hand and they allowed the Liberian people big time. So I don't know why he would want to repeat that same mistake. I really don't know.
So at the end of the day, let's assume the claim and the counter claim, then eventually NEC report shows we are winning the election, right?
That's what I'm saying.
And then we'll be going to what? Heading to court or take law into their own hands.
Oh yeah, that's the two options they got. And when you accept the result, if you agree to everything that's been happening from the beginning of the process, then why you want to change trend at this moment? Why you want to change your position? Because you say you agree to everything. We told you from day one, looking at these numbers, it can tell you that somebody is just controlling these numbers. It does not reflect the will of the people. But you said no, the elections are fair. You're going to put in place mechanisms to get the result that you want. That you are going to police every polling station and make sure that Georgia is unable to cheat you. So you cannot come again at the end and tell us, say you were cheated if it was to go in CDC direction. No, then that would be a contradiction. So to my brother Yeke, I understand your passion. I know you for the people, like every one of us. For you, it's about the country. For me, I trust Yeke more than anybody, any lawmaker in that country. I know he's 100% into what he believes in. He's staying with the South, the people all the time. It's just that sometimes he doesn't manage his emotion. He allows his emotion to get the most out of him. And like I said, from what we witnessed in the first round, you don't want to go that route. Because Yeke Kaluba at this stage is even accusing Joseph Boaga of being a seller, that he's in negotiation to overturn the will of the people. Then how do you come on the screen again to say you want to protest if Boaga doesn't win? While it's not telling me that Boaga is selling you out. Yeke, my brother, you got to watch your statement, man.
So let me hypothetically, let's say, okay, the election is over, and then let's go with the Unity Party thinking right now. The election is over. Boaga wins the election. Then what happened? Then what next? What happened?
It will be the other side. We see how the other side is going to respond because they are all claiming victory. So I don't know. I know it can only be one winner. So if both sides is going to claim that they are the outright winner, then who am I to say what?
Yeah,
so
but okay, assuming that NEC announces Boaga winning, do you think the CDC will have anything to say or to do?
Well, if NEC announced, as far as
let's say like the trend right now, Boaga is leading.
Yeah.
And assuming that if that trend continues, and then eventually Boaga is announced winner, what can the CDC do?
Sekou,
they are claiming victory, but what would they do?
There are only two schools of thought in this thing. As far as we're concerned, CDC is the ruling party, the ruling establishment. We will assume that they control the process, right? If Joseph Boaga, I told people at this stage in this game, the peace and stability of Liberia is paramount than your political party winning an election or not. That the first premise over there. If NEC announced Joseph Boaga as the winner, CDC will have to accept that result. We are putting up a fight because they are the ruling party. They are not opposition. They are the sitting government. They are the one.
But being the sitting government does not mean that they are the ones responsible for what NEC would be doing. If NEC is going to be free, free, fair, and transparent.
Sekou,
that means they will have no control over what NEC is doing.
Yeah, Sekou, that's Africa. We all know. We want to make the case that NEC should be an independent body, but we all know how the system works. For the fact that CDC is a sitting government and those commissioners are NEC announced Joseph Nyiman Boaga as winner, I will be the first to sing a congratulatory message to Ambassador Boaga. That's just why it's there. We're not going to change Sekou. I mean, United Party people can make their whole thing about they want to play a psychological game about, we will raise the commotion or raise protest. If we cannot be the one to be the winner, then the process is rigged. No. Sekou, if anybody wins this election, the other side will have to respect the result.
So somebody today, I talked to somebody very, very close to authority when I said that, they told me that they're going to win. They are winning, okay? And I said, but the way the United Party people are energized, the way they're talking about getting on the street, protesting, doing this, doing that, and I asked, is the Liberian government ready to handle that, if at all. You know what the person told me? The only thing they will do, they will just go to court. But if they try anything funny, the law will take a course. What does that mean? People will be arrested? People
That's
will
what
go
it
to
means. They
jail?
will do something crazy too. They will say that, okay, if you want to act crazy, then we'll show you that we are more crazier than you. And here's my thing with the Unity Party optimism. I always question the numbers and the optimism. If you are making the case that you have the numbers about you winning already, that this election is a full blown conclusion, that the process is over, then you cannot be making threat, because your threat, it only costs the same message you're trying to tell the voter. Seku, if you are telling me that you are going to win this election, that you are 100% sure that you are too optimistic of winning, then how can you be threatening the stability of the state if you already finished winning the election? It means you are threatening your own win. That's the contradiction. So I'm telling you, this whole optimism, I'm looking at the numbers. You know, we can measure numbers. I don't know how to measure emotions and feelings. So if you keep giving me mixed messages about putting the state into chaos, and at the same time telling me that you're optimistic about winning, then it just tells me that you are not winning. You have something off your sleeve. That's just how I see the Unity Party optimism. Because if I'm winning an election, by this time I tell my troops to get ready, we're making plans for inauguration, maybe we're making some appointment right now. That's what I will be doing. But I cannot, and you know, Yega Kolba is not an ordinary person. He's a diehard supporter of Joseph Nyima Boaga and the sitting lawmaker. So if he's telling me at this stage that Joseph Boaga is a sellout, then how do you make the case that you finish win the election? I don't get it. That's where I'm stuck at.
Yeah. So I saw something today from Amara Kone, the senator elect. He talked about, he was somehow praising the AFL, telling that we thank the AFL today for remaining a democratically responsible emit. Let democracy reign in this sweet land of liberty. Is that a message or is that a code? What is it? What is it?
About the AFL situation that he posed?
Yeah.
Maybe he's anticipating that they will put things under control if the worst case happens. I don't know which side he will be sending that indication to, but I guess mostly from logical standpoint, he will assume that it will be for the Unity Party. That, you know, it's one of the reasons, even in America, that's the reason they have the military. That if things go wrong, the military should be the one to step in. So when you're sending that kind of a coded message about the military, maybe he foreseeing your situation where both sides won't accept the result. That's the only thing I can make of it. Because if Amara going to win, he will not be telling AFL thank you and we believe that you're one of the most trained army. So
No, that's what I'm asking.
yeah,
Whether it's a message or is it just I mean, it's a code. I mean,
it's a
you
coded
have to.
message. Yeah, that's a coded language. So maybe he's signaling to the AFL that, you know what, from what we are seeing here, get ready to restore calm and stability to the country because this thing could go haywire. I think that's what he's trying to say. Because if I'm winning an election, I don't think if Unity Party is announced a winner, I don't think CDC will put up a resistance for the mere fact that they are the one controlling the affairs of the state. They are the sitting government. It can only go the other way around. I think Unity Party is most likely to cause chaos than CDC at this stage. And the only reason is CDC is the ruling party and Unity Party is the opposition. But if Amara is telling us that he respects the AFL and he trusts their ability, then it's not a good sign from what I'm reading. Maybe he got something else off his sleeve or he's saying something else, but that's how we interpret that message, that we're anticipating the worst case scenario, or if CDC wins this thing, we are not going to accept the result. That's what he's saying. And we expect you, the military, to restore calm and stability. That's how I'm going to interpret it.
So, according to a post for Amara Kone just about 20 minutes ago, he's saying that they have 99.9% of the polling places reported in their robust system, the UP Alliance situation room. That they will be going county by county update at 8:30 Labron time.
Yeah.
So are we ready to get some announcement of CDC? I mean, Unity Party be making announcement of victory of winning the election?
It's yet to be seen. We'll be waiting to see that. If they believe they got the numbers, I just hope if I had a question to ask Amara, I was just going to ask him the little blunder you make on the 85% with respect to the number of polling places and the polling places are reporting, if you factor that into your data as well. because there was a little bit of discrepancy. The total amount of polling station versus the one that he had reporting. Like you just said on the show initially, it was a little bit of discrepancy. So maybe he's going to factor in that. But for me, I love seeing new things. I love learning new things. So we'll be listening to the former minister, a update, and maybe Unity Party can now go ahead and declare victory. But I will wait until 100% of the precincts are reporting from NEC. That's my stand. I'm only listening to NEC. I'm not listening to anybody, whether it's CDC War Room or American War Room. No.
So saying that they have 99.9%.
Mhm.
Let me make sure the number he said. I want to make sure I don't want to misquote him. Yeah, he said 99.9. So that means they only got 0.1% left. Not even 1%.
99.9%, almost 100.
That means they already got
It
100.
is 100. That's enough to declare a win.
So that means that CDC, Unity Party is about to declare victory.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Except with the caveat of he electing AFL.
And let me say this though. If the number emanating from the Unity Party headed by Mr. Amara Kone, do you think this could make or break Amara Kone? Because if this is the case and it ends up in chill or different number from that of NEC, would that dent his credibility or would that even uplift his credibility?
Well, if Amra get it wrong, I think you all know the result. It would dampen his credibility. Don't forget, Amara Coney, like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him, but he already got that repetition. Amara Coney recorded the most budget shortfall in the history of the finance ministry. So I don't know. I know him to be having finance and he says some level of IT background. I mean that his strength anyway. I don't know about statistic. He's the one that headed the Unity Party war room, and there were little discrepancy in his numbers from the 85% that I mentioned earlier. So if he get it right, come on, he will be the face of Unity Party. He will be the Messiah. But if he get it wrong, then you can expect it worse. They would just pile up on him. It would just be so sad. And you know, one thing I noticed too, Unity Party people, they always had this idea that Madame Sely is so opposed to Joseph Boakai being president, and everything is Madame Sely's fault. So, they used to accuse Musa Beleti of the same thing and other people in the Madame Sely's administration. So we all know that Amra Kone is one of Madame Sely's bare box. So if he's the one taking over Joseph Boakai campaign and Madame Sely is vehemently opposed to Joseph Boakai being president, then I don't know how you marry the two. That Madame Sely's enemy is the one that Joseph Boakai is looking up to deliver him. I mean, I don't know how you make sense of that, but we'll see. Maybe he will go ahead and announce the result, but I'm waiting to see. We want to see something strange happen in this election. If they got 99.9%, then I think it's safe to say that they can announce Joseph Boakai the next president of Liberia.
So yesterday, Amara talked about litigation. Should the number be different from their number? So you think the Unity Party will be ready to go to court? To go to court, the Supreme Court in Liberia, and if they are not the winner, and do they expect to win that case?
I don't want to anticipate the worst. I don't want to sound like a doomsday prophet, but if the worst was to happen, a Unity Party came out short, I don't think going to court would be the route they would take, because the kind of a premise they established in this election that it's all violence. So I don't know with the Yeke Koluba group, with the other people and things, putting your people on an impression of the election.
I'm not talking about litigation. I mean, that mean they want to go to court. As opposed to the Pete Johnson, the Bon Neke, and the Yeke Koluba version of the pile. They are talking about fighting, but I'm not talking about legality
and litigation. That's what I'm saying. If you look at the relationship between Madame Salif and Joseph Boakai, and then you have Amara Kone in the full picture, maybe it will be the first time people in the Unity Party will go against Amara, because Unity Party people believe that the court is strategically positioned to favor George Weah. So why would they want to go to court? Because it will only be a delay process, but the outcome will be predictable. That if you go to court, George Weah is still going to win. So I don't think the litigation process will be something that Unity Party people will consider, except something changed in the future. But I don't think they will go that route.
So, given the number that Jowia has gotten in Lofa, I mean, what made people think that, Jowia can win the election, given the fact that Jowia got 35% of the vote in Lofa, and Joseph Boagai got 78% the last time, and this time around Jowia is getting 35%. I mean, what does that mean about Liberian politics right now?
So good. I just tell you about the entire process, and the whole politics is kind of confusing. Because one thing I was looking at in these numbers to tell you that it's neck and neck, that I'm not going to buy into it. We remember there were other candidates that participated in this election that end up endorsing other candidates between the two. If you want to tell me that the first round was neck to neck, the second round cannot be neck to neck. That's why these numbers just don't make sense. It never makes sense in round one. It will never make sense in round two. It will never make sense in 1,000 years time based on numbers. But unfortunately, both sides are so obsessed with the result that they cannot pick up anything. That's just why it is. And the people who control the system, they can do anything they want to do and get away because nobody's interested in the process. Everybody just wants to win. And if you cannot understand the process, then you will not win because you need to know what's going on to be able to win. That's what the problem is. So both sides will keep creating this illusion that they are going to win. CDC is winning, Unity Party is winning until we can get to the very end.
So let's get to this number here about the outstanding numbers from all the counties. If Lofa is done and we still have some outstanding numbers, good number in Grand Basso. We still have some numbers left in Monsobado. We have some numbers left, huge number left in the southeast. Could we have an estimate, some estimated number of outstanding vote, and who would I favor based on the trend?
I'll give you a scenario. There are only 3 counties or 2 big counties left that could give you a clue of what's to happen. I told you it's only 12% outstanding in Nema County, but Georgia is within reach of his target. I told you Nema County and Lofa County, they just need 30%, right? You have 12% in Nema County, but Georgia is already at 28%, so he gets 2% shy. Even if you are to get Joseph Boagai 10 of the remaining vote and get Georgia just 2, he achieved his number in Nema. The same thing with Lofa County. Lofa County has reported 100% so far. Georgia needed only 30%. He got 35.4%. So he performed little bit than what he expected to produce in Lofa County. Now, the only remaining county will be Grand Basso and partly Margibi, right? But looking at the trend, even though Margibi reported just 46 or close to half of the vote, the difference between Georgia and Joseph Boagai and Margibi is only 54 to 53. It's 1%. So Grand Basso now will hold the key. That is assuming that the remaining 50%. And we cannot make sense of Grand Basso, but I told you something that gave you a clue, which is River Says. For the mere fact that River Says and Grand Basso vote almost the same way. They are one of the same. So if you are telling me 87% of River Says is reporting and Georgia got 73 to 26, my brother, at the end of the day, you can literally tell what's going to happen in Grand Basso County, even though 50% of the vote is still outstanding. Just from River Says.
So what is the outstanding vote in Bon County? It seems like Georgia is winning Bon County, correct?
Bon County is 100%. Georgia won it by at least 5%.
And Margibi is 100% as well?
Margibi is 46% based on the number that NEC gave.
Oh, Margibi is not 100% yet?
Nope. Margibi is still
and the margin is not that big, correct?
It's only 1% difference between the two in Margibi.
What?
Yes. And we got almost 50% of the numbers being reported. That's why I'm telling you, maybe Grand Basso will be the one to tip the scale. Grand Basso and the south and the left wall from the southeast will be able to wipe out anything that will be in terms of difference. That's what I'm sensing.
You think something will change in Bapolu? Because Boagai was winning Bapolu in the first round.
You mean, but Bapolu Bapolu, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at her size and the number of vote in relationship to the other counties. It's not a big county.
It's not plenty.
Yeah, it's not like you're getting a lot of vote from Bapolu. Bapolu is 56 to 44. Okay, 31% reporting, but how many people voting? But Bapolu is almost like Grand Crew. They're no different in terms of size.
But why that website is down again?
Because people making too many requests. You know, when you keep going to a particular website, at a certain point it will crash. There's several guests cannot handle the request. Too many people going to double check.
I've been trying for almost an hour now. It's still.
Yep. It will tell you updating. Sometimes it will be down. Like too many people requesting to get on the site.
So now, let's look at post-election Liberia. You think Liberian people can reconcile? We can have one country again, one people, regardless of our political persuasion.
It's not impossible, but it will take an extra level of work from the president to be able to mend fences between those two, because this election is one of the most divisive elections I've ever seen, based on not only the rhetorics but how the people even voted. So the country is evenly split. So once we get past the process, it will be incumbent upon the president to really put people together, maybe some kind of a national program to reach across the country and mend fences with people, because it's in a sad state. And not only the people running for president, but even other people on their campaign team. Like you want to consider the men like a Bodneke and some of the statement even Yeke called by much as I love Yeke to death. I think he made some statement that was just out of line. You want to look at the Prince Johnson factor and all those stuff. So the president, whether it's Joseph Boakai or George Weah, they will have to, the first 90 days, they will have to do something better to reconcile the country, because the divide is just too deep.
So assuming that Boakai wins the election as they are doing, as they are saying right now, from the Unity Party perspective, you see a smooth transition here. You see a smooth transition, transfer of power, transitioning in good note. And you see a witch hunt if Boakai wins the election. Because I listened to some Unity partisans saying that they will drag Samuel Tuai on the street like a market dog.
Wow.
They said that. Yeah. Some of them said they will audit your way. In fact, they will close the border. Nobody would go out of the country if Unity Party wins. Boakai said that, and they said they will close the border. Nobody will go out of the country. Dillon suggested that.
Yeah, and they will even put traveling restrictions. People won't be able to fly.
So what kind of country you foresee if Boakai wins the election? Chaotic?
If that statement are coming from Unity Party supporter, especially the leg of Dillon, that is a sitting senator or lawmaker, then it means that the easier transition of power will just be impossible. Because if you come with that level of vengeance and the way the country is divided, the southeast versus northwest and the western part of the country, and you have lawmakers, like I said, Yeke Koluba and Dillon are no common people, ordinary people, to make it a kind of a statement. So if you're talking about you put in traveling restriction, you would drag Samuel. If you're going to drag Samuel, then what are you going to do to George Weah or McGill? So how do you expect an easy transition of power to occur if you come with that level of vengeance and still send the message, knowing fully well the whole country is polarized at the moment? Those rhetorics are just over the top, and I don't know. I don't see it happening. It will be a problem. Maybe that's one of the reasons Amara Konen could be sending a message to the AFL. Get ready to take over this thing, because both sides will not, nobody will compromise.
So let's be serious for a second. Assuming that Joseph Boakai loses the election, George Weah is re-elected. Are you saying War and Economic Crimes Court? And if people misbehave, say, for example, Prince Johnson, Yeke Koluba, Bodneke, and all the other rebels, they decide to say, you know what, we can't take the losing. Do you see these people being arrested, prosecuted?
I don't know if you go for a war crimes court, but I don't want.
No, war crimes court. Let's say they try to somehow carry on some instability in the country by not accepting the result if George Weah wins. Do you see people like Yeke Koluba, Bodneke, all the people who will potentially get involved with some level of instability could be arrested and prosecuted?
Oh, that one is inevitable from the government because they were doing in the name of protecting the state and maintaining the peace, and that would be within the confines of the law. If that Georgia is elected president and people try to put up resistance, especially the leg of Yeke, General Bodnik, and other people, whether it's Prince Johnson, whatsoever, then that scenario is inevitable. For
So
me, what I see, Seku, what
yeah.
I'm looking at, if you want to talk in terms of chaos, I think there will be the chaos is most likely to come from Unity Party, like I said, as compared to CDC. For the mere fact that CDC is the one that controls the government, they are the sitting ruling party. I don't think they will want to go against the will of the election commission if at all they are declared a loser. But if there will be any possibility of an instability, it's most likely to come from the Unity Party side based on the history, based on the rhetoric, and what they've been pushing, the narrative, even before we went into the election, that there can only be one winner. Anything short of a Joseph Boakai win. So it's already premeditated.
So hold on. Those people that are calling, when you call in until we can open the line, when you call in, when I answer your call, just stay there. When we announce, you start calling now. Then when you call, you will start talking. But if you just calling without we telling you the line are open for calling, when you call in, when I answer, just wait. Whenever we're ready, I will call your name. You will come and talk. Okay. So, before I take calls, Monk, we are not hearing anything from Joseph Boakai or from George Weah, regardless of what's going on right now. When do you expect Weah or Boakai to say something?
So
Seku. Hello?
Yes, sir.
You say when
do you expect to hear from either one of those people? After
one of them was made an official statement by now to urge calm on both sides while we await the result. But I know the president, it's not his area. He's not good when it comes to communication. Even when auditors are dying, that's when he be dancing the most. He don't address the nation or anything. And the same with Joseph Boakai, he just keep quiet. Whether it's about protests in the country, he won't say anything. But I expected them that even before the process and now that both sides are on the edge, maybe you want to get some reassurance from your leader. When somebody is a leader, it's almost like a father for everybody. You want to come out to make a statement. You want to urge calm, tell your supporter, you know what? Don't go ahead of the process. Let's be patient. If we're going to win the thing, we are going to win the thing. But up to now, it just tells you that there will be a problem when it comes to the easy transition of power. Because even at this stage where the country is on the edge and everybody is being jittery, you cannot even get that reassurance from either side. It's not a good sound circle. It's just bad for the entire country. There is no better option.
As always, my brother. So let's take some calls. Let's take a few calls. So now you can start, placing your call and tell us who's winning and what you think the person is winning and what you expect post-election Liberia. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. With me today is my colleague, Brazilian Monk. His name is Saros, but we call him Brazilian Monk. If you want to participate in the conversation, call in and tell us who is winning and who you think going to be the next president of Liberia and what do you expect under President Boakai or President George Mane Weah. Call in and tell us what you think. Let's take our first caller here. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from on the WhatsApp line? 1194.
My name is Lawrence, calling from Dover, Delaware.
Lawrence from Dover, Delaware. Go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me on your platform today. You guys said it out. You guys have already said it out. I always enjoy you guys analyzing the whole election. It's okay like that. It's fair. You guys keep it on. You guys not taking any side who will win, who will not win, but at least the topic, the balance is going through. So I just want to commend you guys for your hard work. So thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, so keep your calls coming in. Like we said, SKTV, we are here for everybody. Just give us, call us, and we'll tell you exactly. And somebody is texting me. Just call. I'm not able to read any text message. Just call in, and we will take your call. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, so I don't know. For some reason, the calls are coming in as missed call. Okay, this one is coming through. 763 number, last 4 digit 3519. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Minnesota. This is Benedict Brown.
Your name is Benedict Brown?
Benedict Brown.
Benedict Brown, go ahead.
Yes. Listen, regarding the elections, I believe that the opposition they made a very huge mistake by not challenging the results of the census. The census was skewed, and they did nothing about it. They took a lot of things, for granted. But then, during the elections, United Party off their game by, policing the polls, in spite of the fact that there may have been some irregularities like ballot stuffing and, because of their poll watchers and the surveillance that they had on those polling stations, all those things were minimized, all right? But at the end of these elections, when the results are finally announced, if you look at the stats, from where they're coming from and how many counties have reported, thus far, there's a reason why they have, deliberately held on to other counties or they're not reporting all the stats at the same time. Why are they piecemeal? Why are they reporting it, piecemeal? It's not that they haven't counted all of the ballots. Of course they did, but they're reporting it piecemeal.
We don't know. We don't know what they are doing. We don't know how they are doing it and what they are doing it for. They say they are reporting as they know as they got the numbers. But thank you so much, my brother.
Well, that's why they're telling us. But we know that they've already done the counting. And,
so who you think? If you believe they already counted, then who you think win the election?
I believe CDC at the end of the day will win.
You believe CDC will win at the end of the day? Why? Why so?
The reason is the numbers are all out there, right? Most of the places where Black can really make an impact have reported. Okay, I don't believe they're going to win Grand Bassa County. Even if they did, the numbers coming from Grand Bassa will be skewed. And then the other places that like in the southeast, there are few counties left in the southeast that are reported 100%. Now, if the counties report, you'll see that we are, and let's look at the margin we are winning by. We are winning by over 70% margin in the southeast.
Yes, some area is close to 90%.
Yeah, exactly. So that's making up for the numbers that Waka won in both Lofa and Nimba. Right? So at the end of the day, the guy will win by narrow margin. All right.
Joey will win by narrow margin at the end of the day, you say?
Yes, we will win by narrow margin.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 647 number.
Very good. This is Two from Canada. Your caller from Canada.
Caller from Canada. What say you? Who's going to win the election?
As of right now, I will try to abstain you from saying anybody will win, but statistically speaking, we know that GMB is in the lead. That lead was 5,000 yesterday at 22%, and today at 85%. That lead has jumped to 11,000 or 16,000 something, right?
16,000.
Okay, 16,000. So I know GMB is in the lead right now. So it's too close to call. I'm just going to try to hold my peace until the National Election Commissions can say what they want to say. But having said that, this is something I wanted to bring to your attention, right?
What is it?
It's about Minister Kone.
Mm-hmm.
Minister Kone is one of those few citizens in Liberia, permanent citizens, right, who has everything to lose based on where he has gone, his professional career, and path and all that. Follow this guy track record. Served as Minister of Planning in Liberia, went on to serve as Minister of Finance. He was competitively recruited by the World Bank to lead a project on fragility in East Africa, and then he's ended that project. IMF called him over, worked at IMF briefly, and then he ended up being the dean for I think one of the schools.
I want you to be a little bit brief so we can take the other call. A lot of people are calling.
So what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes the person who brings in the message to you, if you look at that person profile, it can have some bearing on what message that person is trying to tell you, right? For instance, I always follow you. I know you don't support the ruling party or even the but you are one person I will listen to, even if you're saying, telling me the truth. I know it's better, I will take it from you because I know what you stand for. So as of right now, if anything American says tonight, you can believe it 60-70%, that's what's going to be the end result.
All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Let's take the next caller here. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 6494. Hello, caller. 6494. Hey, T, how are you? Good, how are you?
Fine. The question is, who will win the election?
Yeah.
So, I don't know why the people need to play with themselves. I think at this point, you can call by being really like them for the second time. Let him get relaxed and take some time off. Go over there, work, and do what he has to do. Collect his paycheck, put himself together, put his family life together, because it's done. Joey, I will win. If you go up, you cannot Joey, I will win.
Thank you.
At this point, yeah, let work out for 2029 or 2035. With me in the race, we the ANC people. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Steve, welcome. You came in when we were already taking calls, and yeah, so we had to take the calls that we already had in the queue. So, what's going on, Steve? How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Mr. Kane. Thank you, Monk. Thanks to our listeners and our viewers. Me, I want to make it fast. I want to make it quick, and I want to make it easier. I don't want to go in circle and give myself harder. Because the truth of the matter is, the group of people that we're dealing with, as we predicted, on November 1st. On November 1st, I made a post. In that post, I said, one party will not accept the result of the election, and I sense trouble. Anybody want to say are we raising war drum or alarm or whatever it is, your business? I'm saying what we are seeing, what we are hearing, the amount of chaos. The town will be busy, it will be chaotic, and that's just the fact of the matter. Here is the issue. As Sarah said, let me tell you something, my brother. I've been listening, 2-3 years ago when I started being a panelist on SKTV and later on became a co-host. Sickle kind of talked to me about some things beyond closed doors. But then there are some things too that I learned about our people. I say you might not break the numbers down. And I say you might not use statistical terms, try to make sense of it. These people's minds are made up that even if they see Jesus coming from the sky, they will not believe it. My brother, the Unity Party no fair way. That at the end of the day, me, I'm talking about all your small results that giving you anxiety, depression, you can't sleep, you can't eat. Some people very worried, they're scared, whatever. I'm talking about those small money. My only concern here is, at the end of the day, we now see the movie in power. They see movie we saw in power in the first round. And we saw the movie, and the movie anyway, we are unfortunately winning in power. The same movie will end with in part 2, we are winning. And you know what we tend to? They will start looking for who to blame that made them to lose. It will turn noisy, it will turn chaotic. The fact that both parties can decide to go on the street. Let me tell you something. What you see Unity Party doing that, they're celebrating or whatever it is, they want to outplay CDC in a planned quote-unquote victory march tomorrow or by the weekend. That's what they're doing. That's the first thing. And let me say that I think when you get talking, that he's going insulin or whatever it is. That's staying here. You can leaving. You can leaving in the north. Nobody's stupid here.
No, hold on. You can't say insulin finish. You gotta go to Ghana for medication.
Do that insulin story. Forget all that stuff. So you cannot know the insulin.
So that black.
Do that thing, man. Forget that thing. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you today. You guys know that you're born and not saying out. You guys know. You guys will come back and tell you exactly what happened. Do that insulin story.
So you get too small, eh?
No, leave that insurance story. Let me tell you something, Mr. Connor. Even though boys are jumping in the street, even the American, they get acting for them to make it look like a competitive. So those all of them working together know what's up. They know what time it is. I'm sorry for our brother, our sister, who in the Unity Party, who allowed themselves to be played by Unity Party and CDC. Your people, most of them take money, yeah? Let me announce it to you. And when your whole noise feeling, when your countdown or your energy then calm down, then we tell exactly what will happen behind the scene. Y'all will learn. Y'all will understand. Those boys bad. Some of your BB people then could now with the CDC. And yeah, CDC not good for the laboratory. Unity Party not good for the laboratory. That's my view. Honestly, Mr. Kenneth, let me say this. Let me say the last thing here. You know, when you think, even with all the numerical value that's going on, you know what's really interesting? And you know what CDC will rely on to say they win? They see CTP that endorse them. Watch and see. And you're talking about Grand Basel, and you're talking about the Basel land, and you're talking about Grand Basel, that they played with deal with them. Y'all sat on there, y'all forgot about yourself. Y'all were so enthusiastic. You're just, look, let me say this. That false hope they're giving you. Even the American men, I challenge American to bring the college then to prove all that number they're working out. My friends, you people are in Kohudo. Y'all wake up on your sleep. They cook all of us. Y'all who can be causing SKTV. They cook. Let me tell you something. For the very first time, I underestimated the criminal level of CDC. They stand to play all of us. We thought they would have cheated the traditional way. They didn't do that. They went fraudulently and duped everybody. So, you know what I mean?
I disagree with that last part at this point.
Okay.
They're not cheating anybody. And Unity Party, people believe that the numbers are correct. Everybody believes the numbers are okay. And all the number they got in every county, they believe it, and they will believe the last number too. Whether Baka wins or just we are winning, the process is free, fair, and transparent. That is the belief. So I personally disagree with you on that part. There's nobody, no cheating here. You know, the party people say the process was free and fair. In fact, they said they put in place a mechanism that will stop the process of cheating. They said that there were things that happened in the first round, that they have put mechanism in place to stop all of those things. So there will be no cheating in this election. If Weah wins, he will win fairly. If Baka wins, he will win fairly.
And you know why? You know why?
Yeah.
You know why they started with that? They put in place mechanism, even though the thing that went on in second round, in the first round, they put in place mechanism that the second round not happening. You know why they said that? Because the people who could now with the government wanted to reassure the supporter there that this election, the second round, will be free and fair. So, Mr. Kane, in that matter, I hate to disagree with you. I want to agree with you that we all will agree to agree.
Everybody agree that the process is free and fair. Whoever wins, wins.
We agree to agree. We agree. We are awesome.
So before you go, don't leave all the way. Let me ask you one last question before you go.
Yeah.
The same question I asked Monk. I want to hear your perspective on it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say at the end of the day, by Friday, or Saturday or Sunday, Joe is declared winner of the election. CDC, UP come and say, "Oh no, you're cheater. They're cheating, this and that." Besides saying it on Facebook, you think they will have the courage to really get on the street to contest or to go against the result of NEC that they have been accepting throughout? And if that happened, should the Liberian government sit by supinely and allow them to destroy the country?
First of all, the idea of them going in the street, will be quiet down. You know how it will be quiet down? King Johnson, Jeremiah Kun, Joseph Human Braga, the BB people will come and concede. Lucky baby, they will come and concede. Yeah, they will come and concede. They will. So the other one who will go in the street, the beginning, who gets more things, they get far up on it, like be getting up Facebook, copying people. The one who get far outside card and they tell them say, oh, we will be driver, you do the one. They want it, they will kind of see, and the government will whip them very, very good, will whip the bus and send them home. That one will happen. Couple of boys get the latches here and there, get to put in order, but the BB wanted, they will kind of concede and walk away. So, you know, I will leave. You know what they wanted? They wanted who passing around looking for a job. All my brothers and sisters who went like, bro, with a hope. You'll come back here, you're not doing nothing wrong in America here. We'll wait for you, we'll open arms. And when you come back, we'll welcome your Walmart.
So he said they will whip the disposable one.
And the small one, they will just whip them small, and, you know, just put them back in order, put them in check, and, you know, try to put their life together. They will do that with it.
So they will whip the disposable one, and the BB one will concede. The BB one will go and say, "But man, you think you finish back."
Yeah, and then
move on.
The other one who thinks they're close to power to the BB one, they said they will feel play and depress for a few seconds, and then they'll buy their PD account. Buy it. The other one will say that again, and they will come back and put their life together and start respecting some of us and tell us sorry for misbehaving. Some of them will not say sorry, but some will say sorry. And we still, some of them will even come on SKTV with their face. And yeah.
So what happened to those who actually believing that they have won this thing and there's no turning back? What will happen to them? And what would they do?
No, Mr. Kane, the one who actually believe that they.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people within the United Party, even their supporters, they've been conspiring with some people taking money from the CDC people and this and that, and they will come out to somehow pacify them, trying to tell them to let things go and blah blah blah, one piece and this and that. I'm not talking about those. What about the grassroots one then that really believe 100% that they have won this thing here? What would be their portion?
So the grassroots one that you're talking about, don't want to, someone will go by, especially one like brother will be the godfather and tell them sorry for misbehaving. They will go by and renew the relationship them. Someone will go by someone will go by and beg the government. Someone will even beg Joria. They will apologize to Joria. I don't know if Joria will welcome them back. But then the one who from America here who thought they were going to get job, who can wear coat and kind of name in public or whatever it is. When I get problem with that one, but you know what they will do? You know what it will be? That depression will get in harder. Because they will just be sleeping and they just wake up on their sleep. They can't see themselves in the mansion again. Yeah, that minister job, they wonder they can see it. The reality will keep in, they will come back and apply to Walmart, they simply working to Walmart, they will go and push our cartoon together. Will be here again. Because you know what?
So you think Maggie, you think Fangon will go back to Maggie to go beg him?
Fangon, let me put myself on record. Fangon will go back to bed.
So Fangon will go back to CDC and go beg Maggie.
I don't want to use the word will. I don't want to use the word will. I want to use the word Fangon is begging. I don't want to use the word will.
Fangon is begging?
Oh yeah.
What about Josh Solo then? Josh Solo then will all go beg again and go back to the CDC?
Let me tell you this today. And let me say this to all the women who listen. Be and stay away from any man that can sell his birthright to his friend man. Most of these men will go back to go sell the birthright to their friend man. They are not men. All the be more they make, they are begging Joe. We are on the corner. The story will come outside now. Oh yeah, the be more they make, they're begging Joe. We are on the corner. And you know the bad part? Look, they get loose for all because the B men.
But then after the manager begging Joe, we are the scene that they coming to stop Baba thing about Joe, and then Joe, putting not talking it. Or maybe you just want to be nice, eh?
No, exposure time will come. And we here today, you remember today is 16. Exposure time will come. Right now, so we are then will win the election based on fraudulent, but we agree result. They will win it. Then they start now to start disgracing them. And the story that will come out, recording them will come out, text messages will come out. We hear. You know.
President Mo, you still there?
But I got it wrong.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Steve. Monk, if you stay there,
1 second.
we will resume taking calls because Steve.
Yeah, but I will join you in 5 minutes. I'm here.
No problem. So just be there. We're just letting you know that we'll be taking some more calls.
But Mr. Kane, I famous today now. Two more calls are getting on there. And any problem we agree with.
That's fine. That's okay.
We'll be boss. We'll take it now.
A good thing. People costing you, it means that you are telling the truth. So if they're not costing you, that means they feel like you are with them in lies, in deception. So yes, indeed. A lot of people were calling when Steve were talking. So you can call back. We will take your call. We have about we still have about 20 minutes here. But you can keep your calls coming in. While we await calls to come in, let me say this. At the end of the day, Liberia is the only country that we have. Liberia is our only common denominator. Liberia is the only country we cannot be deported from. So regardless who wins, whether is President Weah re-elected, whether is Joseph Boakai elected president, we stay brothers and sisters. We stay one family, one big family. We stay one big tree with so many branches. Liberia is the only country we have. Nobody should threaten violence. Joseph Boakai win, that God say he will be president. If Jowiah wins, that God say the mayor will be re-elected. Yeah, so I'm getting so much, thing going on around me. So maybe I'm gonna have to end the show. It's not correct right now. So if you call in, definitely I will take your calls. If not, we will be leaving in the next 5 minutes. But let me tell you this. Don't even dream about fighting. Don't dream about destruction. Don't dream about anything bad. Liberia is our only country. Let's respect the way of the people. If Weah is re-elected, he is our president. If Boakai wins the election, he is our president. Let's respect. The other one that come and say it disappointed on me. I don't even know. You can't say disappointed in you. You can't say on me, on you. You can't say disappointed on Seku. You wrote it first time, second time, you keep writing the same thing. You can't say disappointed on Seku. Say disappointed in Seku. You can't disappointed on me. I don't even know how you get appointed on me before you know disappointed on me. You can't say disappointed on Seku. You can say disappointed in Seku.
The mayor appointed on you.
Yeah, you disappointed on me. Then where were you appointed on me? The only way you can say, I said it, tell you the first time, told a mistake. We kept saying over and over and over. You can't be disappointed on Seku. You can't be disappointed in me. I can't remember when you were appointed on me anyway. So, caller, what is your name and where you calling from?
My name is Lovely Fairberry. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, what I want to say to the Liberian people, I know people listening. Liberia is the only country we have. Some of us here have our family back home. And when war comes, it doesn't come for one person. It comes for everybody. So one thing they should know that if they think because they own Unity Party side or on CDC side and they bring war, it will not come to one person. And this morning I heard, I'm going to say, Yeke is a leader. And all the things he was saying, I don't know why the Liberian people will vote somebody like that into government. And you're talking about war, you go as far as talking about if the American government bring one gun, when they take it from them, will not be easy. Why when you be a leader instead of you telling your people, say, let's stop this thing, and then you encouraging it? That is so bad.
Thank
We
you.
need to stop this. We need to stop this. And what you guys doing is good. You keep saying it because people looking at it to be fun, but it's not funny. So they need to stop. And the segregation is coming so much. Even I'm not ready to the party thing, but the moment I come in on somebody's page, oh, you this person here, you for this person here, you for this person here. It's just like that kind of segregation. What you guys are saying, the country is ready to apart. Even sometimes when my sister called, she for UP, and we start to talk, and I try to tell her something, she don't want to believe it. And last night, I was talking to my mom because she listened to school TV, and she said something, I heard something to the back from water spoon. I don't know water spoon or what.
Yeah, with a spoon.
Yeah, somebody said, so what we'll do with Henry Costa, he said, I want you the first thing his phone will take, and then we'll confine him. And then we start treating him. All these things
they will take him because of phone?
Yes.
Okay.
And all the things what you said, and I call her attention. I said, Mommy, I told you to stop listening to that station because that station incites you guys. It made you better. It made you too better. She said, I said, you hear what it may say into the back? So tell me, when the people come into power, you know what it will do secretly to people? I say you need to stop. You know, the thing is, even my sister want to talk.
I want you to conclude. I want you to conclude, my sister, please.
Yeah, so I just want you to keep talking at peace, keep talking peace, so that Liberia can pass this whole election business. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution, as always. So, once again, let me go back to what I was saying earlier. I know some of you, I hate to actually correct people. I hate to tell people what to say and how to say it. And besides, English is very hard, very difficult. We are not perfect. We are not teachers. But when somebody makes a mistake, you think it's a mistake, they will correct themselves and come back. Or if they don't correct themselves, they will not come back and say the same thing. But if it continues over and over and over, the fair thing is to teach the person, to tell them to do better, not to do whatever they are doing. So that they're doing it here, but they will do it somewhere else where people can laugh at them. And they are Liberians. We are all Liberians. So nobody wants to see any Liberian being looked at as a laughing stock. We don't want that. Other than that, I never corrected anybody. I don't even care about how you speak. That's as a matter of fact. That's why when we come on SKTV, we speak the way we speak. Because we understand our audience, we understand our followers. We know there are a lot of people that follow us from Liberia that never went to school or that didn't go far. So all those garbage people, those guys can be speaking BB book vocabulary, all kind of BB body can be speaking that. We don't do that on SKT because we understand that Liberian, we have diverse community. We have people that understand English, that speak very good English. Some of us we don't speak good English, but at least we can understand, we can read, we can understand, we can analyze. But when some people come here when they're making BB mistakes and like that, we got to teach them, we got to tell them what to say and how to say it so that they can go and make all our shame, all the Liberian. One time I wrote something on my page. When I say all, right? I wrote it like I put ORLOR. One of my friends, American friend, called me and said, well, what the hell did you just write on your page? I said, what do you mean? He said, what the hell did you just write on your page? What is that? Is that English? I said, yeah. He said, that's Liberian. He said, oh, I see. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is McDonald Flomo Nyakwe.
McDonald Flomo Nyakwe calling from Minnesota. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I just want to make a little point of correction.
Go ahead.
Your studio guest. We are still your studio guest.
I don't have studio guest today. I don't have my colleague here. We're not just. He's a panelist. He's a co-panelist.
Your co-panelist. He talks about numbers. I want you to know. 10%. Or let me say, politically the lowest. 1% of voting in Lima County can sometimes equate to 10% of voting in Review or county. Okay, percentage go numbers. Okay, those kind of those are big numbers, content. You don't mean that if so easy having like 10%, 4%, 10% will override rest of the numbers on our side. You know, the percentage. Let you look at percentage very well. Okay, at 10%.
I know my understand.
It's a easy. Okay, that won't make that correction for him.
No, Seku, keep your call on the line. Let me correct him as well. We know that all counties are not created. We know that all counties are not created equal. That is what we say. Georgia must get at least 30% of the vote in Nima County, because you don't expect me to believe that 1% in Nima County will be the same as 1% in Greenfield or Greenfield. So I hope you understand that. The 30% we came up with wouldn't just come out 30% out of the blue sky, my brother. So maybe you got to get your point or your facts right.
All right, McDonald, you want to say something before I leave you?
Besides, yesterday you said at 30% you come out with a prediction. I'm still waiting for a prediction from you.
He didn't say that.
Nobody came out with prediction yesterday.
Nobody said that 10% will come up with prediction. Nobody said that 10%.
No, I say at least above 50% you will get a trend. We never told you we'll make
at least above 50% we'll have an idea as to how things are going. That's what he said yesterday. And we say, yeah, go ahead before I let you go.
Let us be consistent, man. Let you be consistent.
All right.
Number you know.
All right, thank you. Yeah, as long as the number is not doing me favor, that means
you know the party, man.
You don't remember. Yeah, so let's get to Cyrus, what's going on? Why are you calling? Why are you not coming on the show? You busy?
No, Mr. Ghana, busy. My internet giving me serious problem here. So
okay, go ahead.
I normally use the cell phone to browse, but then I was crashing the car or rushing the car spoiled the $5 car.
Come on, man. Why you didn't message me? But anyway, go ahead. What's going on?
Mr. Ghana, we here today based upon the results that were announced by NEC. There were junior partisans are supporting. Let me say they are celebrating, in the streets, especially I was on Broad Street when these results were announced, and we saw some motorcyclists running down Broad Street celebrating that they've already won, and I went on KHQ as well. They were there. They have a center there. There's a place right near the Intellectual Center, and that place belongs to the UP, the GA, and the Friends of Blanca. They were there all celebrating that they have won. And I don't think it's supposed to be that way, because over and over NEC has said that if the final result are not announced, nobody is to create, the situation that they've already won. Because if you have already created that in your mind, that insinuation that you won the election, and when the final result comes, that year way, there will be, people will disagree and do not want to accept the result, and there will be chaos. So for that reason, to avoid chaos, no one should celebrate the results. There are more results that are still coming in until the final result. But today again, I sent a video in our chat room while on my way to Boulevard, because I normally do check United Party side, check CDC side to get the news. But I saw some group of young people. I sent a video there that they were chanting "Battle Crowd." How they know that we are, I don't know, we win. The Tesla were running, so I couldn't get them clear, but the group of citizens as well. So they have placards in their hands and all of that. So far that's why I'm fully on the ground here. But the optimism for the United Partisans are very, very high here, and it's kind of scary. if the result comes from NEC and it doesn't favor the United Party with the kind of illusion they've already preconceived that they are winners, it will cause serious chaos. That I can tell you for free on SKTV.
Thank you so much, Howard. Thank you very, very much. Brazilian Monk, we're going to have to call it a day. You have any last thing to say before we go?
Well, I'm just going to reinforce the point that you made. At this stage, the peace and stability of the country is more important. We want to keep the peace. Put your emotions aside. Put your political leader, your political party aside. Think Liberia first. Keep calm. And I admonish both political leaders, George Weah and Joseph Boaga, to at least come up with some statement of reassurance, at least to calm this whole anxiety that is happening in the country. Make some statement, at least. When people hear from their leader, they got reassuring, they feel, they feel optimistic about the future because they know they can count on someone to make better decisions in critical times. So it's up to Georgia and Joseph.
Don't go away. I think when we say we're leaving, that's the time people can be calling me, and I'm not going to really do that tonight. Mike Kadami, how you doing, my man? We're about to leave now. Mike, are you there?
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Yeah, quickly, man. We got to go.
Thank you, Sekou. Thank you for the time given me to air my voice on to air my voice on the media now. I heard it. Thank you, and thank President Mon for the way he analyzed the situation. And one thing I want to say is that Mr. Amara Kone has to be very careful, because if anything goes wrong in that country, he will be held liable. I think Amara has to be 1% below the net result. But he can't be before the net result and giving surety to United Party 100% that they have win and building that momentum. And tomorrow, if NEC come out to say that the elections goes the other way, it will create more tension. If anything goes wrong, he will be held liable, because he set up a room, a better room, and giving information. It is not a wrong thing, but I think Amara should be below or after net if there's anything that is not right for him to correct it, but not to be before net and give his surety. That is wrong. That's my view.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Hello, Ben. Yeah, my man, we are about to leave, but I don't just want to go without taking your call. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. So, is Brazilian Monks here around?
Brazilian Monks here.
Okay, so I was just looking at something, and I was waiting for you to help me. CDC got almost about, is it 40% or 35% in NOFA? How much did he get? I'm wrong that number, right?
You mean the wrong number?
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the wrong number right now.
Okay, but their percentage was about 30%?
35%. 35%.
So if CDC got 35% in NOFA, that is almost about the vote for Greg. So if CDC wins, it means that Georgia wins the election. That's just a huge amount of number. That's how we can just look at it that way.
Give me the charger. My computer is dying.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's just all I just want to say. That's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, that's a lot of numbers. Same thing. I think CDC might end up winning 30% too in NIMBA, which is going to be a lot of number too.
If that happened technically, I mean, you can conclude that it is no two counters that are actually putting over the top, because he is performing too well there. Anyway, thank you, man. Bye-bye.
Thank you, my brother. So, folks, we got to leave it there for today. I want to thank all of you for sharing the show, for following SKTV. We are still working on some information. If need be, we will come on later on tonight. If not, we'll see you here again tomorrow. I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, and we appreciate you. You should have a wonderful, wonderful night. We will be following the development in Liberia. If we deem it necessary, we'll come on here and actually tell you exactly what is unfolding. Thanks to all of our friends, sources, followers, well wishers. I want to say thank you. We love you and be blessed.
Hey. Yeah.
your bad news, more than they spread your good news. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. Oh, see, let them do the talking again. See, I will do the bluffing, yeah, yeah. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your boom, you are nobody. If you like it, you can hire your own there, just to make it juicy. If you like, you can pour your own there, just to make it spicy. Spicy. I know you like the cheese, and you like the fries too. Sugar in the tea, cocoa in the coffee, anything you want to say. If they can talk about you,